Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Since you have really liked my high protein meal prep videos, I'm now trying to make those every week. So this is now part 3. So let's meal prep healthy breakfast, lunch, snack and dinner that will get you over 100 grams of protein per day.
This week I'm meal prepping for 2 people and these meals last us for 3 days. So there are 6 servings in all these meals. For breakfast, I'm meal prepping fluffy high-protein pancakes that contain no protein powder. First, I add Greek yogurt to a bowl. I'm using low-fat Greek yogurt because it's higher in protein. Then I add 6 eggs and 3 tablespoons of maple syrup and a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Then I just mix all the wet ingredients together. At this point, I had to change into a bigger bowl. Then I add 3 cups of all-purpose gluten-free flour mix. If you aren't coeliac, intolerant to gluten, or IBS sufferer, you can of course use wheat flour in these pancakes. Lastly, I add the baking powder. My recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of it, but I didn't have more than 2, so I had to go with that. I cook the pancakes on a non-stick skillet for a few minutes on each side. And here are the ready pancakes. I like to store them in these glass containers with some berries that I'll add then for topping. You can also freeze these pancakes in a Ziploc bag or in a container. Then I'm prepping pasta salad for lunch. First, I add about a tablespoon of olive oil to a pan and lots of grape tomatoes. You could also use cherry tomatoes. Then I let them cook for about 8 minutes. Meanwhile, I'll cook the pasta. I'm using 2 packages of lentil pasta. The tomatoes are ready when they look like this. I reserve the juice of the tomatoes for the dressing. Then I mix the ingredients for the dressing together. I already have the tomato juice in a mug. Then I add about 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, a tablespoon of garlic-infused olive oil, and a pinch of salt and pepper. Then I build the pasta salad in a big glass container. I add the pasta, arugula, the roasted tomatoes, which bring a lot of flavor to this pasta salad. Then I add mini mozzarellas, a bunch of fresh basil, and the dressing. Then I just stir until everything is combined. And here is the ready pasta salad. So easy to make and so delicious. For snack, I'm prepping granola bars. First, I add 1.5 cups oats into a bowl. If you wanted to make these bars higher in protein, you could replace part of the oats with protein powder. Then I'm adding 1 tablespoon of gingerbread spice, but you could also use cinnamon. Then I add 1/4 cup of maple syrup and 3/4 cup of unsweetened peanut butter. If the mixture seems too thick, you can add some milk. And lastly, I'm adding some dark chocolate chips. Then I press the mixture into a baking dish lined with parchment paper. I bake it at 180 Celsius degrees, 350 in Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes. These bars are so chewy and yummy. Such a great snack idea. For dinner, I'm prepping an easy chicken stir fry. First, I chop the vegetables. I'm using 5 bell peppers and 2 heads of broccoli this time. You could, of course, use frozen pre-cut veggies to save some time. Then I fry the chicken with a little bit of olive oil. Then I add some salt and pepper and chili powder and stir, and then I set it aside. Next, I fry the vegetables with some olive oil. I'm using garlic-infused olive oil for some flavor. I also found some leftover frozen vegetable mix in the freezer, so I added also that to the pan. My pan was way too small for this amount of veggies, so I ended up cooking them in 2 parts. When the vegetables were cooked, I added a can of mushrooms and stirred. Then I also added the chicken back to the pan. Then I just added the sauce and stirred. I bring it to boil, stirring occasionally, and let it boil for about 1 minute. I serve the stir fry with rice noodles that I always cook just before serving so that they don't get sticky. And here are all the ready meals.
Those were all the meals I meal prepped today, and as always, they're not your elves. Then say hi to the camera, Sandy. Hello! Anyways, the written recipes are in the description box, and be sure to have your be sure to have your notifications on so you won't miss any of my new meal prep videos. Hope you tried the recipes. Enjoy!